and more. Join us on the back porch, that's what we're here for. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the Back Porch Lounge where the vibe is bold. Shy about the shop, no need to fear. We'll teach you the ropes and make it all clear. Learn the lingo, find your cigar groove. With the Link Cutters crew, you got nothing to prove. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the Back Porch Lounge where the vibe is bold. So grab your seat or join the conversation. Let's light it up, spark some inspiration. The Leaf Cutters are here, the world to ignite. One stick at a time, under the porch light.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are Leaf Cutters and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today in the Back Porch Lounge, we are going to be doing a penny cigar for you.
Yeah!
Yeah! We're getting back to the penny series. It's the La Madrina by Dapper Cigars. Now, I was going to try to give you information about the cigar, but their damn website is so confusing about what's actually in it. Because according to the website, it probably has like 23 different things in it. Well, I'm just not reading it correctly.
It's not that hard, man.
So I'm not even worried about it.
Do you want me to rattle it off?
I can't pronounce many of the words because I'm bad at Spanish.
So if I'm going to read this off, the wrapper is La
Cuban seed Habanero.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's like 4 different things. It says Ecuador, La Chulachita, or whatever. That could be the city.
I think so.
And then
Yeah.
Cuban seed Habana.
Hey, there you go.
And then the binder is San Andreas.
Uh-huh.
And then the filler is Esteli, Jalapa, Habano 99 or 92, and Pennsylvania Bravo.
Yeah.
I think you nailed. I think
you nailed it.
And it's a Bellicoso design. Or shape, I should say.
I feel like I could have done it a little bit better.
You probably could have.
Oh. Well, you get the talents. I mean,
Watch this.
You can host it.
It's tobacco
ooh.
Yeah.
from the Dominican Republic. It's fucking good. Let's smoke it.
Okay.
See? Cut down the time, more efficient, all of it.
I mean, you're hired. You got the next one, buddy.
Yay.
As we light up, Robert, do you have a question?
I actually do, and it's something that dawned on me a couple weeks ago. We use terminology in here that up until a couple weeks ago, I had no idea what the hell y'all were talking about. So if I didn't know, the question is, how many other people don't know? So yes.
I don't know. I just throw words up.
We are not professionals, but we're here to help.
So why don't y'all explain to everybody what a medium to full-bodied smoke is? What a yardstick is, what a driver is, what are all these terms we use that other people might not know?
I haven't used driver. Last I heard, that was a golf term.
Daily driver.
Oh.
AKA your
I'm not
go-to. AKA your daily driver.
I ran that on a daily basis.
Those are all great things to bring up. Okay, so let's address the first one. When we say
Make a list.
Yeah, well, I got the first one. Is what's medium full? All right. So when we're talking about medium full, it's the body of the cigar, the smoke intake, the taste, the flavor. It's usually when we say medium full, it's a little bit heavier than the medium, but not quite a full-blown kick you in the face full cigar.
You should still be able to get up after the fact.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting all the flavor, all the body, all the smoke of the cigar, but it's not quite full to the point that it's overpowering. Not to say that all full cigars are overpowering. I'm just saying you can definitely when you get in that area of medium full, you can definitely tell the difference between that and full. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it,
Well, I was gonna add on to that. So I've seen on several retailer websites when they're talking about the strength of the cigar or the flavor of the cigar, they'll have a scale from light to heavy, and then they'll have medium in the middle, and then they'll have medium light and medium heavy, and they'll kind of highlight where on that scale to them they think the cigar comes. And I think that's kind of a good visual to kind of wrap your head around that. But basically it has to do with like Viv was saying, the intensity of the flavor, possibly the strength of the tobacco, but not necessarily.
Okay.
All right, does that answer that one?
That one, yes.
All right, so the second one was yardstick. What we refer to as a yardstick, Andy can explain. He uses more than I do.
Is it the same as a yardstick?
Probably not. If you're smoking something that long, you're gonna need a chair. You're not getting yard work done. To me, a yardstick is usually your cheaper or the cigars that you designate in your humidor that you don't really care if you throw them out, because you're going to be working in the yard. You're going to be putting it down on the regular. You may not get a chance to finish it. You may forget about it. To me, it's that cigar that you're like, I'm going to go cut the grass. This take a bit. Yeah, it takes me about an hour. I'm just going to grab this cigar. If I finish it, great. If I don't, okay. Or if it falls apart or explodes while I'm cutting the grass, that's okay too.
So, I mean,
and as an example, like the factory smokes for me or a yardstick.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The factory smoke, the Cuban reject, I put New Cuban in those as well because,
New Cuba puts that on their website.
Yeah, they're still good smokes, but they're affordable enough to where if you had to put it down and leave it, you're not out that much money, and you don't really care because you're like, I got 16 more up there in the box, so I'm good.
Yeah, because if you got like a $10 cigar, not a crazy expensive cigar, maybe average to high price depending on what you like to spend on your cigars. I would feel bad about smoking half of that cigar and leaving it. If that cigar costs $1, I'm not going to feel bad about only smoking half of it.
Yep. And the last one is daily driver. Andy also uses that terminology a lot more, so I'll let him explain that one too.
Damn, I don't like talking this much. Hang on a minute.
You're going to host the show next time.
Nope, that's Grimm. Grimm's still on the list of people to host next. It's not me.
When that happens, just be ready for the leaf cutters to be done and over with. It'll be that tragic. It'll be that bad.
So, daily driver. As someone who smokes a cigar on the daily, or 2 or 3, it's the cigar that I pick up that I like, that I want to smoke every day, and that I have the quantities of to smoke every day. To me, it's in most cases it's probably interchangeable with Yardgar, because I don't know that I'm going to go spend $300 on a box of 20 cigars to smoke them every day. But I will go spend $100 on 25 cigars or 50 cigars to sit out here on the back patio and smoke and enjoy and relax, because that's what they're for. And these sticks to me are more geared towards occasions, like a podcast.
And a lot of times your daily driver and your yardstick kind of overlap. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you.
What other terminology you want to ask about? Because this is fun.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I hate you guys. You answered all the questions. Thought I sunk you.
Damn it.
I thought I stumped you. I thought I was going to call you out with the bullshit, but I didn't. All right. So let's do a first impression of the La Madrina. For me, the light up has gone pretty well. It's got an interesting aftertaste on the back of my tongue. I'm trying to figure out what that is. But it's got lots of flavor. Right now, it's kind of a medium for me. It does have the potential to get a little bit stronger, but right now, it's definitely a medium. but it has a lot of flavor in it. I can tell that off the bat. But so far, I'm digging it. How about you, Andy?
Complex is a good word, but it lit up without any problems. It's got a good draw. I went the straight cut on this. I'm kind of wondering if I should have done a V cut. But yeah, yeah. The retro's not bad on it yet. Ask me in another 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We'll get about halfway. When the rest of y'all are almost done and I'm still halfway.
Fair. How about you, Grimm?
I
Profound words. Anything to add to that? All right.
dope.
Okay. Awesome. How about you, Robert?
Lit up well. I did try a couple of times, a couple of lighters because something's foul. But I noticed there's a lot of smoke coming from the actual cigar. There's just
From the
okay.
foot of the cigar.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
kind of settled down now. And yeah, it's pretty good so far.
All right. How about you, Zach?
I like what you all have said about it so far. I agree. I went with a V cut and did not gauge it just right, and I blew through part of the cap, so I may be fighting it unwrapping. But it don't. That's a Zach problem, not a cigar problem. Getting a little bit of pepper on the retro. Can't really pick out the individual flavors of it yet, but it definitely has some stuff going on.
Yeah, something got
I would also say it's dope.
It's good.
It's dope.
Dope.
All right.
So I super dig this this band. The
Oh, yeah, I
that was
love
pretty
it.
cool on it.
with the skeleton hand holding the rose. It's cool.
I think this is my first Dapper cigar.
I would say it's probably my first also.
Not one that you find regularly around here. Because, of course, this is brought to us by the wonderful Penny's Public House.
Yay, Penny.
That's right.
Right. All right. So I'm going to bring up a subject. We're not the breaking news podcast. We're not the political podcast. We're not the, get into the weeds and politics of things type podcast. But there's something that's been going around the cigar industry that has been political, that has been all of those things that I think we should actually talk about. And that's the tariffs that have been applied to basically all tobacco products, not just specifically tobacco products, but across the country, which is going to apply to tobacco products, which directly affects us. What I thought we should talk about is because we have talked this over with a couple of manufacturers and just brought up that specific thing and maybe discuss some of the things that they told us that they're going to do and maybe throw some ideas out that we see that maybe we could help. Probably not, but we have opinions.
Dang, now I feel like I've got to think about it.
Shit, now I feel like I should
solve the tobacco import problems.
Well, I'm not saying we
So-
solve.
I've heard that if you build a tunnel deep enough and long enough, you can bypass some import regulations.
I mean, there's idea number one right off the bat. We're solving world problems right now.
I also have heard that if you get caught doing that, straight to jail.
Do not pass
I mean,
go.
there's always,
high reward, man.
yeah. See,
You overcook it, straight to jail.
Straight to you.
Undercooked chicken, straight to jail. Anybody get that reference?
It sounds familiar. I forgot where it's from though.
I believe that's Parks and Rec. It was Fred Armisen playing like a dictator from another country that was in,
Yeah.
He's just hilarious.
I remember that now. That was hilarious. All right, so from manufacturer standpoint, they're having to raise price. I mean, that's just what they have to do.
Just
They try to keep up. Yeah, they can't just eat, the cost of doing business. So they're going to raise prices. So in turn, shops are going to raise prices. If you're going to raise prices, everything's going to be raised to offset that. Now, things that we're going to kind of give you an idea of what to watch out for is, especially in the shops, if you see a dramatic increase in the prices of your sticks, they're gouging.
Yep.
So, I'm not saying, cause a scene or do anything crazy, but they're gouging.
Do it, go crazy.
Well, I mean, I'd say call them out for it. You're like, hey, look, we understand tariffs happen, but raising this, 30%, you're gouging prices.
Yeah.
So,
and I would say we're right on the cusp too. I think there's a lot of people that are still going to have existing stock that should not have a price increase, and when they reorder, it's going to be more expensive. And I get that you should increase the price if it's more expensive, but that's actually a place where the retailers can really kind of help the consumer. But whether or not they will, because they have the biggest margin, if you didn't know.
Correct. Because, give you a little behind the scenes. I'm not going to go into the details of Keystone pricing and everything like that. But
you can
look look it up on the internet. When you're paying that price at the shop, that is nowhere near the price they paid for that cigar. Not even
watch an episode with Skip.
Yeah, just go back and watch the episode with Skip. He'll tell you how much it costs to make the cigar and get it over here. But the markup at the shops are tremendous. Now, you may say, okay, it's a $9 stick that you usually get it. Well, that $9 stick, they're probably paying like $1.10.
It's probably not quite that low. Unless they're having it made for them, they're probably looking at like.
Well, I'm saying a $9.
I'm speculating, $4 or $5. I would say.
So you're making me open my email.
Well, I'm just sitting there telling you to think about it. If the price of your $8, $9 stick is now $15, they're gouging you. You need to watch out for that shit.
That's true.
Because that is not a true markup.
True. And I think you're right to a point. A lot of these retailers could eat some of the cost here. And I think that that would be helpful. Some of our favorite manufacturers are eating cost as long as they can.
Yeah.
The production prices, but the spread between production prices and profit is really pretty slim in the cigar industry.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially when, you're talking not just the cigar, but you're talking the artwork and the box work and the boxes and whatnot.
Yeah, boxes are not free.
Boxes are not free. And they're usually imported into, they're designed and made somewhere else and imported into whatever country they're getting boxed in. So there's that. There's a tariff. There's generally probably a tariff there of some sort.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And then you box it all up and ship it out to the U.S. So you're getting hit with at the minimum of 10%, maybe a 13%. I'm waiting on my email to open because I know we've got a couple of price sheets for what it costs for per cigar, and from some of the vendors. And I'm not going to name any names, but knowing what stick A costs now to the shop, and then knowing what shop's gonna cost. And one of my buddies over on the crew on my Twitter group said it the other day, especially close to PCA, when he was getting the same emails we were about price sheets and whatnot. And he goes, "Man, now I know what I'm really getting, shafted at the store." Because the stores can jack that price up. I'm just going to throw a number out. Let's say 100%, because math is easy. You take a $5 production cigar and sell it for $10. because that's that's what it costs to make a profit. And the cigar smoker were able to play it.
I think that it probably varies around the world and around the country, but I would say what I tend to notice at the humidors and cigar shops that I frequent, and I don't frequent them well enough to know like if it changes the price of something by $1, but I don't know that the cigars move out of the store fast enough to really, to not have that markup, to not have a good markup for them to be worth having that real estate in their shop.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you go online and you'll see a price for something that is less than you would see in your store, and that's because they can handle the volume because of the way their business is. They have a warehouse, not a storefront. You have to do certain things in a storefront that you definitely don't have to do in a warehouse. So, I mean, they still have to maintain the cigars, of course, but I've been thinking about this since we started learning about it at PCA and other places, and I wonder if retailers lower the price, if they would sell more volume. One thing, but because the philosophy of buy them cheap, stack them deep, or sell them cheap, stack them deep. High volume, lower margin. Has some advantages that I've seen from other industries that could apply here, but I don't know if they have the volume to do that. I know that some cigar shops are barely making it. There are several shops that were in town that aren't in town anymore since I moved away and came back.
Yeah.
There's several that are, and the ones that are still here are, I would say, in better shape than when I left them, which is cool to see them grow. But I don't know. It's a complicated thing, and I think if someone is greedy, then it will be evident, by their price gouging.
Yeah. Well, and you're kind of right when you called me out about the $1.09, $1.10 cigar earlier. What I'm talking about is what it actually makes to get it rolled, made, all the actual cigar at that point. I'm not talking about getting it boxed, shipped. That's a little bit more. It does tack on a little bit more to the price. I'm just saying the margins are freaking huge.
Found a price sheet I was looking for.
Did I bring up too deep of a subject here? I mean,
No.
It's a pretty serious subject. It's a complicated answer though. It's
that's the point.
Because if a store is barely getting by and they see the opportunity to increase the amount of profit per stick, it would be very tempting to increase it.
Right.
But that's the wrong move.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to drive your customers to your competition.
Right.
Potentially. Yeah.
Well, you're going to drive me to your competition is what's going to happen.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Now, what part of this conversation that you brought up was supposed to be fun for me? I crack jokes and I make people laugh. What the fuck is funny about tariffs?
They got kind of a funny name.
I don't know if that's going to help.
Well, as long as the laptop's under coverage.
I know.
Make it
there's
rain,
no-
though.
So, Robert, I've done the math on your shirt, and the answer is 5, right?
Or was it 6?
5.
It's 1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
Facts are there's only one more bullet in this gun, and it's for you. Oh, sorry.
Shit.
Oh,
I've seen the movie a couple times.
How dare you threaten me?
I kind of want to go watch that movie now. Every time Robert wears that shirt, I'm just like, this could be a clue night.
Basically, I agree with Zach. Jacking up the prices is the wrong move. I mean, I understand. You have to cover your costs from buying and everything like that. But when you have that much padding,
I mean, it certainly would make sense to me. Like, that's the place where you could absorb some of the tariff and like be a little nicer to your patrons.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure. there's some cigar shops that's going to do that. They're going to pass along,
Yeah.
like, hey, look, we have to raise it like 10 cents or whatever to help offset. Whatever, that's cool. You know what? You know,
Sure.
but you know, jacking up the price several dollars, it's not going to fly. It really isn't. You're going to drive people away from your stores. You're going to drive people more online. You're going to drive people other places.
All right. So I went digging. I found a price sheet. I'm not going to name names, but you know, just a Robusto 20 count box that costs $112 to the shop. That's what this vendor charges for that box to a shop. I lost my line. The MSRP for that box is $225. For $225. For easy math.
Yep.
I mean, that's $5.60 a cigar at price, which is, you know, essentially what it costs plus tariffs and whatnot. So, you know, a whole kit and caboodle for said vendor to get the cigar from point A, from origin to your shop, right? $5.60. And I mean, that the MSRP on that cigar is $11.20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
But
Can I
I mean,
see-
like anything that's at a wholesale price in any industry, we can't buy it at a wholesale for the most part because we can't buy enough volume of it or have the license in this case
Yeah.
to deal with the manufacturer in that way. So it's just the way I've been thinking about it. Even though I will be upset if we get price gouged at the shop, is that's the way the prices have been for cigars for longer than I've been smoking them. So yeah, and coming from a little bit of a manufacturing background, you know, low margin manufacturing, like you got to sell a lot of shit at a low margin to make ends meet. That company
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore because they couldn't do it.
Yeah. So now, you know, we kind of let you know, watch out for the price gouging.
Yeah.
Prices are going to go up. So do expect that. It's just the fact of life at the moment. But since this was a whole big thing, I brought up on the socials, is there an American-made cigar?
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to do that.
Yeah,
that's where this was going.
yeah, that completely skips all the tariffs since it's made right here in America. American grown,
It's more
American-
expensive to start with.
Well,
The tobacco is going to be more expensive to start with.
well, yeah, I mean, because the labor for it, rolling for it, everything's
Yeah.
going to be, you know, more expensive to start with. So you have higher weights,
Sure.
but is that going to make it more competitive as well?
That is interesting to think about.
Yeah.
So
So
I did not crawl through the thousands of comments I'm sure we had on that particular topic.
yeah,
Uh,
tens of
tens of
comments.
thousands. See, it's too many for. I didn't have time.
Tens of
Oh, okay. Tens of.
Tens of 10.
I added a couple extra zeros just to for the audience, but you just ruined it. Now they know. There's like 17 people watching, and that's just my mom with a few different devices and kids with a few different devices.
Absolutely. But the one that kept coming back to us was the J.C. Newman, the American.
I've not had that.
Yeah, so far that has been the only all-American made cigar. Now, originally we had said on the previous podcast, Penn Standard, because Penn Standard does have a hero cigar where it's all American leaf, but it's still rolled in another country.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not
you-
here.
Did you do your homework on the American? Or do you want me to rattle it off since I'm sitting here looking at it?
Well, you go ahead. I was going to go into it. You go ahead.
Without all the extra info and the bird in the background. It's a medium-bodied luxury cigar. The wrapper is a Florida sun-grown. The binder is a Connecticut broadleaf, and the filler is Pennsylvania Type 41. All of that grown in either Florida or Connecticut.
And I think it's rolled in.
And it is rolled in El Reloj Cigar Factory in Tampa at the J.C. Newman
Yep.
Okay.
factory that's been there since 1910.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So far, that's the only American cigar that I've been able to actually research and find all made America, all American leaf.
Yep, because the cigar boxes are made in Florida. Printing is done in Florida. The molds are done in Florida, and the cellos are done in Wisconsin.
Interesting. I immediately want to try that cigar now.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Just because I think that's cool. I mean, it's kind of the flavor of America in a cigar. I would imagine.
What's the MSRP on it?
What's the MSRP? I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, that's something we should look at too. Yeah, how much is it now?
Interested in cigars from the United States? The U.S. Cigar Collection. Sorry. I'll see if I can find it on somebody's page.
Yeah, and another good point to that was people did say that if you're going to get an all-American, cigar, you're going to have to get hand rolls here in the state from local tobacconists who have their own local, cigars that they make here. I don't know if Lola actually imports their leaves, but he does roll them. I don't know. That was a great point. It's unless you're a little company, and there's no big companies out there that are doing all American cigar. Almost all of them are done outside the country and imported.
I think I talked about this before, but I had a class in college with a guy whose family owned a farm. I would say small, medium-sized family farm, not one of those industrial farms that's you can't see the horizon on the crop kind of thing. But he was telling me that they grew a tobacco crop, but it was only allowed to be it was either a certain amount of acreage or a certain percentage of their crop could be tobacco. And I don't know if that's a federal law or if that is a state law, but I wonder how that might affect the price of tobacco in the U.S. Because I would imagine a great deal of the tobacco in the U.S. ends up in cigarettes.
Right. That's your answer right there.
Yeah.
Because the cigarette company has kind of the main stake on tobacco in the U.S.
Yeah. Grimbles, to answer your question, the Robusto at the first place I could find it online. A single Robusto, or the double Robusto, which is a 5.5 by 56, is $21.
How much?
Ouch.
21.
It's not cheaper to buy American then. Holy cow.
So JC Newman, if you're watching, please reach out to me. Send us each a box and we'll review it.
Anything, if JC Newman's watching, it's funny. I don't, as much as I do actually like their cigars, send me the Lego set for your clock tower next. That's really on my list.
That is really cool. That is really cool.
And if I saw one when I was in Ybor, I was going to get it, but I didn't see one.
I want one.
But yeah, I mean that kind of blew my mind. It's America is known for tobacco, right? I mean, yes, it's mostly cigarette tobacco.
Historically known for tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, historically known for tobacco, but yet all your premium cigars and stuff are rolled in other countries and imported in. And that's just wild to me. But I mean, I understand why. I mean, it's cheaper.
For sure.
It's cheaper labor. It's cheaper everything else to get it imported than it's to do it here.
So, and
they still use toilet paper. The tobacco's cheap.
In the farms in South America, let's say Nicaragua, for instance, I've heard you go to a single farm and it's I was saying, you can't see the horizon past the crop. It goes on for miles and miles and miles because they can do that.
Because it goes on and on, my friends.
Are you saying that's the song that never ends?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
Andy,
10 points.
Andy just made 10 points.
Yay! Is that the rain at Robert's house or Gibbs's house?
That's at Grimm's house, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Grimm's house.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Grimm's house.
Rain.
Do we want to do a midpoint check-in?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So for me, take another puff real quick. It's stayed a medium. It hasn't gotten any fuller than when I started. Still has that good flavor though. It's kind of I don't want to say it's a bold flavor, but it's got good flavor to it, and I can't quite tell what that taste is on the back of my tongue, but I still have that taste on the back of my tongue. It's kind of tingly for me, but I like the flavor. Smoke output is great. I've had to touch it up just a couple of times, but so far, still, I'm digging it. I'm enjoying the cigar. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I like it's. First of all, I'm going to go back and say I just love the band art. I smoked this cigar just for the band art.
It's cool.
But yeah, with you, it's more of a medium. Hasn't really hit that full stride, or it's not super intense, or to me, it's not a super intense cigar. I think we kind of I think we also have to remember that Zach was saying it before we got started. The cello on these has got some age. They don't, what's naturally clear isn't so naturally clear. It's kind of yellowish. So it's, it's got some age, and it may have mellowed a little bit since it came out of the box. So we may not hit that medium full intensity.
Yeah. But
flavor wise, it is kind of complex. I can't place. I'm not good with the words and the flavor things that Zach's good at. So I'll let Zach talk about that. But to me, it does have a kind of a complex flavor, and it's got it's got good smoke. It's got. I mean, hell, I just like it. Shut up now.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Grimm?
What?
How do you think about the cigar?
Oh, good. I can't hear anything. The rain's going, and I just, I think it's my turn, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Cigar good.
Awesome. How about you, Robert?
Still going good. Nice little output. Nice little input. Running okay. So yeah, no complaints.
Cool. And Zach.
It's going good for me too. It smoothed out a little bit as it's been going. Like it started off with a little bit of pepper on the retro hail, a little bit more pungency. That smoothed out. The retro is nice and smooth. It's reminding me a little bit of black coffee, but some of the sweetness you get from black coffee and kind of caramelized sugar, but not overly sweet. Just kind of that kind of caramely. I'm out of words a little bit. But it has like in a way that reminds me a little bit of kind of the patina profile, just a little bit. Not exactly the same profile by any stretch, but a little bit of that kind of sweetness to it that's really kind of attractive in the cigar. I would say it would be an excellent after dinner dessert cigar, but not too powerful. You could probably have in the morning. At least
Running with a cup of coffee would be good. I agree.
Yeah, I think this would be amazing with a cup of coffee. It's not bad with whiskey. I'm pairing it with Penelope weeded bourbon, and it's complimentary.
I've been hearing a lot about Penelope here recently. and it's one of those that I hadn't heard about it really before, but now that I have, it's like everywhere.
They make really good stuff.
Yeah.
I got introduced to them at a liquor store down in Louisiana. They had a rep there, and they were doing a tasting. And I immediately bought their like barrel proof bottle, which was for barrel proof was not terribly expensive. It was maybe like $65. A barrel proof can be hundreds of dollars for reference.
Yeah.
But they're like standard. I think it's 4 grain with a white label. Is like super approachable and like kind of sweet, and I would definitely try that out if you see it. I've had a few different of their bottles. I've had their toasted, and this is the wheated, and I had like a state pick, like they had a Louisiana state pick with numbers on them and stuff. That it was very good. It was one of their toasted or charred or something like that. Yeah, definitely check them out.
Yeah, I don't. That, every time
I
you say
assume Penelope watches our podcast. Penelope, if you want to sponsor us, we're interested. I'm a big fan of it.
we'll sponsor whores. We'll love sponsorship. What, Grimm? You're not a sponsor whore?
He's gonna.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, yes it is.
Why'd you ask? You can read it, right? Like,
Gibbs can't read.
all right. Literacy is strong with that one. Man, that joke was going pretty well, and then the rain like died down. It sucks.
You have to speak at a normal tone.
I don't read good.
It was reminding me a little bit of the skit from Family Guy where they cut to the weather guy and it's like, it's raining.
They go right.
We got.
No. But,
Enjoying the cigar.
yeah, the cigar is doing exactly what I want it to do, and it's relaxing me and making me happy. I like it.
It's fun to watch you enjoy that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did it straight way.
I don't know why you had to specify that, but hey,
Because I know some of the people that listen to our podcast.
it's for them.
People listen.
I told you, it's my mom.
And my mom.
A few different.
My mom might be. My dad is not. So I have a small contribution to that with at least one parent.
So to give some shit to a fellow podcast, the Cigar Loons are supposed to join us today. So they decided that they were too good for us, and they bailed.
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, did we piss them off? Did you say?
Well, I think what it was is Grumpy just got, reminded of the whole flat Earth thing, and he was like, "I'm not doing this shit." Grimm is just so awful of a person that I can't do it.
My assumption was he fell off the earth. Like literally, he just said, "I'm gonna find the egg so I can prove it to Grimm," and then he was like, "Oh, look at his ears."
That could be it. No, they're going to be on with us at a later date. And I tried to call them out for that because, don't pick on your friends. Who can you pick on? Well, you pick on me too. That's fine.
You told me that so much that I don't even question if it's a lie anymore. Like he does like me because he is picking on me.
Yeah. If we don't
You
pick
get
on you,
picked on
you're really
them.
worried.
Exactly.
I'm so glad to hear that you pick on him more than you pick on me.
I do pick on Grimm a little bit more than I pick on you.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure percentage-wise, it's not by much.
That might be an exposure.
He shares the abuse pretty evenly.
Yeah.
But Grimm's in a slight lead.
He feels like with my extra weight compared to you that I need a little extra pounding into.
Do you know?
I figure it was extra padding, so you could take it a little bit better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wait. What are we talking about?
Wait,
Yes.
exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
we were just talking about taking a pounding. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, this conversation went sideways there. I apologize.
Do you though?
We're talking to the minute audience that we have.
Yeah, if they don't know me at this point, then Hi, I'm Grimm.
Dang it. All right. Anyways.
But yeah, that's all the politics I have. I'm getting off my high horse.
Oh, thank God.
It's just something I thought we should address because it affects us just like it affects every other cigar smoker. And
It does affect us, and you're right. You know, it also affects our sponsor. So,
yeah, it affects our sponsor.
you know, who should be throwing open her doors within the next couple of days, maybe a week.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
I'm not
Hopefully
getting
by-
thought about relocating to New Hampshire just so I can hang with Penny rather than you jackasses.
Now, you realize
I
if you
mean,
do
that's
that,
cool.
we're moving up.
Like, you guys are here with me, which is a high level, and then Penny's like, way the fuck up here past my screen. You know? Like, I want to hang out in the public house.
Oh, I want to hang out in the public house too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I told Penny, it's just, you know, we're just lucky enough to be in her orbit. So, you know. Show her some love, go online, buy some shit from her, preferably in the, you know, tobacco type or, you know, stickers and shirts and shit. Show her some love.
There you go.
Penny'sPublicHouse.com. Bye, Graham. We'll miss you.
I didn't disappear nowhere. I'm not refilling this drink. I'm right here talking the entire time, just off screen.
Will you bring me one?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll take one. It looked like a giant margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Robert,
Which I assume-
or Diet Dr. Pepper.
Tequila, and then like remaining margarita ingredients of your choice.
Yes.
Mix or what's the traditional recipe? It's tequila, triple sec, or some other orange flavored liqueur, and then like lime juice. I think.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Ain't not much
some
to it,
places use sour mix. Yeah, margarita sounds amazing right now.
right?
I don't have all the ingredients. I have tequila. That's it.
Well, start with that.
I have a little bit of 1800, which I would make a margarita out of if I had the stuff. And then we got a special bottle of Black Sheep tequila from Total Wines a couple weeks ago. And that stuff is smooth. Like
Oops, I drank
maybe
too
you could
much
drink a
really
pint
too
glass
quick.
of it. Yeah. That. Like if it wasn't expensive, I would go through my my glass of tequila way too fast.
Zach on the podcast would sound like.
You're on a podcast.
You're on a
Shut
podcast.
Stop yelling in my ears. You're on a podcast.
Podcast.
So you are.
I'm over here.
You recording. My drink magically refilled itself. I haven't been gone this entire time. What's up?
You only came back. You only had one in your hand. You're supposed to bring back two.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
He got the straw for you.
I don't feel like that's a straw.
It's really not to me.
Oh no. So short.
Hey, you get what you get, okay? Don't complain.
Hey, pitch a fit. We used to tell that to the kids when they were super young.
I still get
We don't pitch a fit. We pitch a tantrum.
Damn.
Fuck your day, Dad.
They went from being a little fussy to turning over furniture.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Just rampaging. Whole lot of rampaging.
Roar! Where did you get that axe? We don't even own one. They're tearing through the walls.
Yeah, my kids were.
I think we need to bring in more light to the living room.
That's just a hole in the wall. It's illumination. If you think about it,
It's a window.
it's a window.
We wanted to be one with nature.
And then something about balls and skeet. That was the joke.
That sounds like fate.
Yep, this whole time I've been sitting there like, not gonna go for it. Not gonna go for it. Not gonna go for it.
If you hadn't finished the chorus, I might have done that. Just took it that much too far.
But so far, Andy's winning. He's still got 10 points this episode.
This episode compared to Grimm's what?
Doesn't matter. He won that round. So
Whoa.
it's another round
Oh, this is a game per
episode.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
And but Grimm's in the lead on points.
Definitely
in
lead
the
points for that.
championship.
Do they have a scoreboard? Alright, fuck, the rain's come back. Score! Man. Score!
Yes, you're winning. You have the most points.
Yay! Point! Yay!
Wish I had a plaque.
Mostly stories. Mostly stories is what it thought. That's it.
Them fast again. Yay! We had those storms yesterday. They were real short-lived.
Like, Ben, it's gonna rain. He was all like, I'm not gonna pay attention to that text message. And then he was all like, it's gonna be a collectible day. It stressed me out for an hour. And then he was all like, we ain't even doing that either.
Well, I mean, it was going to be a collectible day anyway, but since our guest didn't come on, I just want to make sure that we were still doing the collectible day. And then we're not doing the collectible day. So, whatever.
I collect cigars and then burn them.
About to say that's a burning collection right there.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. So,
It's the rain. I'm sorry.
So what the fuck do you do?
I know you're yelling at me right now. I can see it in your voice. I can hear it in the words coming out of your mouth that I can't hear.
Let's throw it over to Ollie with the weather.
See, that's some shit. I'm interested in you right now. Not that, man. Come on.
I need a good bolt of lightning hit like in the backyard. Back 40 there somewhere.
Living
Thunder in the area, and I kind of sit here and be like, man, it would be really awesome to hit behind me, so I could be like, all right, well, I'm out.
That's the proper response.
Yeah, well, it's the only response.
Lightning is terrible.
Is it though?
No. And yes. You know what I mean.
Yeah. So,
Like it's one of my favorite things to watch in a storm that's not like right in my backyard. It's just, all the lightning tendrils going around. Super cool.
So, getting ready to go on vacation. And we were out yesterday afternoon getting some last minute things and picked up dinner on the way home and came home and sat on the couch, ate a full meal from the Arby's, and we're watching TV. The boys are, Lucas is actually interested in what we're watching, so we're just kind of chilling. Kristen's phone rings, and it's her friend over in one of the other parts of the neighborhood going, "Hey, I have crawfish. You want to come over and eat?"
The answer is always yes.
Kristen looks at me and she goes, "Do you want to go eat crawfish?" And, in Andy's style, I just kind of turned and looked at her and said, "Fuck yeah, I want to go eat some crawfish." Aren't you full? Not on crawfish. Let's go.
Not so full I can't do
I'm
this.
so full I can't eat some crawfish. So I went over there and devoured about, maybe a pound of crawfish.
Nice.
That's a different kind of pull. I mean,
It is.
whenever you're full on, there's still room for coffee.
Right.
I mean, thinking about kids watching movies, I sat down with my daughter the other day and we watched Princess Bride. But she had never seen the Princess Bride.
Oh, if you're our parents, you should have seen it by now.
Well, she's only 11, right? So we waited so she could appreciate it more.
I think that was a wise move.
Yeah, she'd appreciate it more. That she understands a lot of stuff that's going on, right? But it was hilarious to see them when they, all the quotable moments of that movie. When they start saying it, she looked at me like, "You say that all the time, Dad." Like, especially like, you think it'll work? It'll take a miracle. Me and my wife say that to each other all the time. And whenever
awesome.
somebody brings up a wedding, we say, "Marriage." Marriage is like we got together today. 3 times. One of those quotes got on the street. She was like, Don't say that all the time. Like, yeah, it's coming from this movie.
Good luck.
She made that.
Yeah.
It was awesome just to see that instant connection that she gets it, and she's like, okay, now I see.
Have
Okay,
fun.
now,
So I may have told this story on here before, but I got to experience a really awesome moment with two of my nieces who are teenagers at the time, and they had just watched Terminator, and we watched Terminator 2 together. Whole family, almost the whole family. My nephews weren't there because they're a little too young for Terminator 2, and we're watching, like, towards the beginning of the movie when the T-1000's chasing John Connor through the hallway, and then you see Arnold, you see the T-800, and they're like, oh no. And then he turns out to be the good guy that wasn't spoiled for them because it had been in existence and they weren't part of that culture. And they're like, this is amazing. And I was like, this is the coolest. Because when I saw Terminator 2, that's ruined in the trailer. Like,
Right.
like that's not a surprise at all. Like, you're aware that there's more than one Arnold Terminators, but it was beautiful. So cool to see.
it's awesome to see those kind of moments when you go back and see a classic film like that, the reaction that you should have had on somebody else's face. It's awesome when you catch stuff like that.
Yeah. And so my wife watched South Park for like, she'd seen a couple episodes, but she watched like a few seasons while I was out of town a couple years ago on a trip, and like I was on a fishing trip, and this happened, and it could not have been better timing. And I sent her like a picture of the sunrise that morning because I was on a boat, and we were on Lake Calcasieu in South Louisiana. It was beautiful. And I sent her this sunrise picture, and she said, that's beautiful. And I said, not as beautiful as you. And my Terrence Phillip, in my head saying it. And then and she's like, oh, well, that's so sweet. And then later that day, she watched that episode of South Park, and she's like, she just texted me something like, it's all lies. And she just realized that, like, I've been quoting South Park for 24 years that we've been together. She didn't notice it. She thought I was clever and funny. And I'm just a parent that's been repeating back all these lines from South Park. It was awesome. Anyway, it's a good story.
I think that would apply to Grimm too. That's more Family Guy.
South Park, Family Guy, Archer, like all the big hits for animated comedy. Like, that's where half my routine comes from. I could probably just sit there like with you when we do one of these reviews of an episode and be like, that's South Park from this episode, that's Family Guy from that episode. You don't even know what that is, so don't even act like you know.
Yeah.
I had a bad, not a bad moment, but here, and one of the things we do when they hit age appropriate is we'll watch like he had 17. He watched a lot of R-rated movies. When you hit 13, we watched probably PG-13 movies that I kind of shied away from.
Sure.
But I don't know how familiar you guys are with Popstar. Dax and no. Go watch it, buddy. It's the story of a pop star that basically crashes and burns where he came from and who his friends are and all that. And it's made by the Lonely Island. So
I'm on board. I have heard of this movie. I love the Lonely Island.
But the thing is, the songs from the soundtrack on my playlist when I was driving, and it got to the end of the movie where they're playing the Incredible Thought songs, and Wes just feel like his jaw dropped. He looked over, he's like, "Dad, I was singing this the entire time I was a kid." I was like, "Maybe."
Maybe.
As long as you don't, show them the Jose Canseco and
Bash pose. Yeah, no, that's some intense shit. Like I don't know if I can subjugate them to that.
I don't know if you ever
on
did
the same.
It's
No.
terrible but awesome at the same freaking time.
I'm okay with terrible but awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute unauthorized biography of Jose Canseco and
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And
Interesting.
it was all about steroids and sex. Like that's it.
Oh, that's just like a weekend for you, isn't it?
Steroids and sex.
It used to be. I got old. I got fat. Man, you give me too much credit. I'm pretty sure if I inject myself with steroids at this point, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna shift on this sofa here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Good muscles. Good job, muscles. We're good. Yay!
On the same fishing trip while we're on the boat, I did have to go. I'm on a boat and I'm going fast and I got a nautically themed pashmina Afghan.
Did you have flippy floppies?
Does that count? Does that count?
Yeah, it does.
I involuntarily do that every single time that I pick up spots for whatever reason. I'll be like, and just continue about my day. Like no music playing, nothing going on. My wife would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I'd be like, "I got my flippy floppies."
Fucking got me with flippy floppies.
While you're at the office, straight making copies. Or whatever the line is. That's a great song.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And T-Pain's part is amazing.
Where we at? Oh, we still got a little bit.
That's yay.
Still got a little bit.
Robert's done, and Robert's looking for a cigarette.
No, I got the whole
Shit.
thing.
Wow.
How?
He moved.
You
It was
set
raining.
down, and you don't want to get
I forgot about it.
you don't want to get smoke on everything behind you, so you set it down to enjoy when everything dries off.
Sure.
I'm saying is he's not doing a review today.
Now I'm gonna do one on the part that I smoke, but just
Just smoke the entire thing.
well, you can't see it because
The times I recorded in my garage in Louisiana, I just accepted that everything was going to smell like cigars for a few days. And
I can live with that.
cleared out the
It's
garage.
that can't live with that.
Ah,
Gotcha.
True. The wife can't handle that.
Pam, the one who can smell marijuana the moment we come back to the Clay County.
is that kind of like the way the smell of the air changes when you hit the Mississippi River into Louisiana and this whole state smells like shit?
Pretty much.
Oh,
Like,
It's like steamed shit. I mean, no, that's Jersey. Never mind.
That's Jersey. Steamed garbage is Jersey. Steamed
we
garbage is
just
Jersey.
it's a lot of fans. Like
I mean,
Louisiana knows.
Louisiana.
They know it smells like hot shit. They know.
Hey, I will, I'm going to be happy to go, I'm going on vacation to the happiest place on earth, Florida. And it'd be nice to smell something that's not quite steamed shit or hot garbage for a couple of days, a week.
You still get the hot swamp, but
It's like the swamp. It's happy swamp.
yeah, it's happy swamp.
I'm just saying.
isn't that where Artax is?
Shut up about our text.
Just shut up.
Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna get cried.
Bring the mood down.
You son of a bitch.
I saw some kid at some Comic-Con event or comic convention was doing an Artax or a Treyu cosplay.
Mhm.
And they had the horse head and shoulder that they kind of dragged around with it.
Oh.
And he pulled it out of the carpet. I'm like, I really appreciate this, but it's so sad.
That hurts on a whole nother level. I miss.
Yeah.
That's our 80s childhood trauma right there.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's where our fear from quicksand came through. Artax right there.
And really fast turtles. Snails. Really fast snails.
At the end, Artax.
Snails.
One thing.
Great. Don't ruin it for people. Jesus.
Yeah, but like
by now,
yeah,
I haven't shown it to the kids
I was
yet.
gonna say
that's true. But the kids don't watch the podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
okay.
it's like being like, man, the Titanic sank, and then be like, you run the movie for me. Like so many years ago that we cracked that joke on Deja Review.
What do you mean? But does it sink?
It sinks, yeah.
Holy shit.
And a lot of people die, including an orchestra, like quartets. That I was wildly impressed with. They were still playing as they were,
You didn't hear about it? It was all over the papers and everything, circa 1930 something.
Look, 19.
I haven't gone back and read all the papers from 1930 something, so it's news to me.
That's the problem. See?
You say the ship didn't make it?
Shit, I'm so with you.
I saw in that Ghostbusters movie they pulled up to the dock. What are you talking about?
I thought it was just in New York.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's burning me.
All right, let's rate them.
Okay.
It's a solid cigar. I enjoyed it. Like the band art. After the couple of touch-ups, it didn't start burning wonky anymore, so happy about that. Stayed a medium cigar even toward the end. It did get a little stronger, but I still wouldn't say it got out of the medium era. But solid cigar. I would definitely grab it again. It's probably going to get like a 4.5 from me. I enjoyed it. So yeah, good job. First Dapper. I like it. How about you, Andy?
God, yelling. Deaf in one ear. Hang on. All right, now that I'm done with you yelling in my ear. I didn't say lick the microphone. That's just kinky. Ooh. Yeah. I still have so much of mine left to smoke. The flavors remain. I mean, it was kind of a complex flavor throughout the whole cigar. I'm with you though. It really never got above a medium for me. The ash is, I mean, it's got this really nice white ash and it's held together really well. The only reason I've really had to ash it is because I didn't want to end up wearing it. It's not gotten hot at this point. It's still really it's just on point for today. I give it extra points just for the band art because it's just band art that I love. I mean, between that, threw Sugar Skulls on with that too. I mean, I'd be a happy camper. So, all of that said, it pairs really well with the Dr. Pepper. I give it 4.25. And yeah, I'd totally go buy more. And I have bought a few of them over the years because I was drawn by that band art. And I know they taste good. So,
There you go.
next victim.
How about you, Grandpa?
All right. Fine, don't look at me like that, Ben. I'll do it. Hold on, just give me a. All right. It's good.
Oh, that's strong.
Strong word from a strong man. How about a rating? You got a rating for that good?
I got a 4.
4. Fair enough. How about you, Robert?
Unmute sword.
Yeah, there you go. Push the button. It's kind of hard because I've been holding my laptop the entire time. But I did not get to smoke much of it because of the rain. What I did have of it, I'm going to say 4.5. I will smoke it completely when the rain stops. And I'm sure it will remain right around in there.
That's fair. And that.
So, like many of you have said, stayed at a medium. The flavors didn't change much, other than getting a little bit more intensity and maybe concentrating a little bit in a good way. I did have I am struggling with it unwrapping, but that was my fault with my bad cut. So nothing off for that. Still getting kind of a sweet caramely flavor out of it, which is really enjoyable. I think this would be like a good. It could be a good first cigar, but definitely a good second cigar. You know, if you liked a Perdomo champagne or something like that, and wanted something with a little bit more complexity, this would be, I think, a good place to go. I'm gonna say 425. I like a little bit more strength out of my cigar, but it's excellent, and I would definitely pick up another one.
That's a fair rating as well. And as always, check out Penny's Public House. She's awesome.
Yay, Penny.
She's a great person. You know, she supports our show, which I still can't figure out why. But
don't question it. Just be happy she does.
I
Just accept the love.
I ecstatic that she does. She likes our show. So yeah, go show her some love. Go to her website. She got some cool stuff on there. Check it out. And on that note, I'm gonna say good night.
Good night.
See you.